Hi guys, in this episode of the Nostalgia Trip, as you can see by the title of this video, I'm gonna be reacting to the recently released Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2022 movie. And this is actually kind of the first movie that I'm gonna be reacting to on my channel. I've reacted to two movies before, but they have always been connected to existing shows that I've been covering on the channel. With those two movies being the TMNT 2003 movie Turtles Forever and the TMNT 2007 movie. And until recently, that was going to be pretty much the only movies, the only type of movies that I was ever going to be reacting to on my channel. The ones which are connected to cartoons that I was covering, because I was only reacting to cartoons until recently. But recently, I decided that I'm gonna start doing reactions to live-action TV series, like what I've started doing with Ghost Whisperer, and I'm gonna start reacting to movies as well, like what I'm doing here with Texas Chainsaw Massacre. And I'm gonna be honest, just like I said in the first episode reaction to Ghost Whisperer, the reason why I've decided to start doing these reactions is money. That is it. But it's a little more complicated than just simply greed. It's just that recently my channel got monetized about like 2 months ago, and seeing that doing reactions to cartoons right now makes me about $3 per month. It's more like $2 really, but it's a little more in my country's currency. And seeing that in comparison, the reviews, which is the way I was covering movies and live-action TV series until this point, were basically not making me any kind of money. It just feels like a waste for me. Especially at this point in time where I'm still making very little off of the YouTube channel, and considering that I want to make this my job and this be the way that I make money for the rest of my life, it just feels like a waste of time. And I contemplated it, I thought about it, I even asked you guys what you wanted, and you seem to want me to do reactions, because I considered potentially doing just simply commentaries, which was just gonna be me talking into a microphone but without having my face into it, because that would have been the most comfortable way for me to do these reactions, especially to the movies. Because right now, for this Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie, I would literally have to be sitting down for 2 hours and reacting to it, and I don't know whether I'll have the energy to do that, especially without stopping at the O. So we'll see how that's gonna work out, but yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I'm hoping it's gonna be fun and not a pain in my ass, but yeah. So, well, yeah, in a way it is because I want to make money, the reason why I'm doing this. It's also because I just want to make enough money to just support myself. I don't really care about being rich or anything. I just want to make enough money to be able to actually support myself by doing this as a job. And I've been doing this YouTube thing for almost 3 years. We're gonna make 3 years in like a couple of months. It's gonna be 3 years since I started. I feel like I've earned the point at which I have the right to do something for the money a little bit, because until this point I was doing all the videos that I was doing on the channel, which is about 1,000 videos, without making any money basically. So yeah. And talking about money, before we get into the reaction, I do want to remind you that you can get a full-length version of this reaction over on my Patreon or onto my Ko-fi account. I assume it's gonna be pretty easy. There's not gonna be any copyright issues with this for the full-length reactions, but I don't want to promise you anything. The full-length reactions usually get uploaded a couple of days after I upload the reaction, the edited reaction on YouTube, so you can expect it then. But if you want that, like I said, go on Patreon or on my Ko-fi account, where by subscribing to the specific tier I've created for it, you get access actually to all of my full-length reactions. If you go at the I think it was level 5 tier at $9 per month, you get access to my movie full-length reactions, my live-action TV series reactions, and my cartoon reactions. You don't really get to get them separately. You only get to get the cartoon separately, but that is because that's how it was until now, and it just feels wrong to change it. But also, to be honest, having all of the reactions at $9 per month, it is kind of like at a discount price, if I gotta be honest. Because when you think about it, for cartoon reactions, I spend about essentially, like, let's say 3 hours on average creating one video of those. 1 hour to record it, an hour to edit it, and let's say an hour for it to get processed, uploaded, and everything to be done. So 3 hours to create that one video. Whereas for the live action TV series, it's essentially going to be twice the length, because we go from 20-minute episode to 40-minute episode, and I still do 2 episodes. And for these movies, it's even longer amount of time. So it would make sense for me to ask more money for each of them separately. Like, if I ask $5 for cartoon reactions, it would make sense to ask $10 for live action TV series reactions, and potentially $20 or $15 at the very least for these movie reactions. So having all of them at $9, I feel like it's kind of like a discount. But again, I don't want to try to manipulate you or guilt trip you into supporting me. If you don't want to, that's fine. You can just stick with the YouTube reactions, though obviously liking, subscribing, commenting, all of that is greatly appreciated. But again, you should do all of these things only if you want to. But yeah, getting now into specifically my relationship with this movie before we get into the reaction. I actually don't think I've ever watched a Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie. I might have watched bits and pieces at some point, because I have a memory of seeing some of the early 2000s classic horror movie reboots. So I might have seen a little bit of some at some point back then. But I haven't, in the time that I've been this version of myself, so to speak, like being this. I don't remember watching Texas Chainsaw Massacre in the last like 10 to 15 years, so there's that, I guess. Or should I say more so 10 to 12 years, not really 15. But I have seen dead meat as kill counts on the movies, so I am kind of aware about what happens in those movies, so there's that. But to be honest, I don't really remember much of it. I just watch those videos because they're fucking entertaining for the jokes and for the kills and the gore and everything. But yeah. If you haven't checked out my reaction to the trailer of this movie, you should definitely do so, because I predicted, or at least I theorized about certain things about this movie based on the trailer. Like the fact that it seems like the plot is going to be kind of like a combination of your generic early 2000 reboot and generic 2020 reboot of a horror movie. And what I mean by that is that it's essentially going to be new characters go to a small town or a location, and they find out that they have connection in some way, shape, or form through this iconic villain. This happened in Texas Chainsaw Massacre before, actually. It happened in Wrong Turn 6, I think it was. And even happened on some non-horror properties like Ghostbusters. So they move to this small town where they try to fix it up or make their new life there. And then there's the iconic characters from the older movies who have survived, and they're gonna face off against this classic villain, like what has been happening with Halloween, with the recent Halloween reboot. And there's also the stupid social media aspect of it, because we can't have a horror movie without social media in this day and age, especially the classic ones. We gotta shove that shit in. Like, again, what has been happening with Halloween, with the Halloween reboot. And I hope that doesn't mean that the movie is going to be bad. But to be honest, I have a very high tolerance for bad movies, so I think I'll be able to enjoy it regardless. The most annoying thing about it might actually genuinely be just the length, because it's like 2 hours, which is, I feel like maybe a little bit too long. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how I'm going to feel about it. But like I said, I am not really that judgy when it comes to quality. Like, recently I watched the new Paranormal Activity movie, and it wasn't great. It was kind of boring for the most part. And it definitely didn't feel like a Paranormal Activity, but there was definitely certain things about it that were pretty entertaining. And the more time has passed since I watched it, I've honestly grown to love it actually quite a lot. It's definitely currently the most memorable to me. I actually like it quite a lot, but I just don't necessarily think it should have been called Paranormal Activity because it basically has no connection to anything that we've had with Paranormal Activity. You can just literally have had the title be Next of Kin and it would have been fine. You just had to slap it onto the existing franchise because that's what sells, which bothers me. Because it's genuinely a decent-ish movie on its own. The premise is good, the execution is overall decent. Definitely some things could have been worked on, but it's just like the Wrong Turn reboot, which was the Wrong Turn, The Foundation, where the movie is good, but it didn't really need to be latched onto an existing franchise because it basically has no connection to anything that has to do with that franchise. But yeah, I'm getting a little bit sidetracked and talking about stuff that have no connection to this, but yeah. I think that's all I had to cover about this, so I guess without further ado, let's start off the reaction in 3, 2, 1.
5 youths were attacked in a grisly and gruesome fashion by an unidentified madman. Shocking murders were committed with a variety of tools, including hammers, meat hooks.
Okay, I haven't seen the first movie, but isn't this kind of reminiscent of what they did in that one? But this is actually about the events of the first one. Or was that also what they did in the first one, and you were essentially kind of watching like a documentary about it?
Do not tell your story to the police. Never again spoke of the horrors.
I swear, if this is another like the youth sucks kind of thing like what they did in the Wrong Turn Foundation, I would be so mad.
See, we're plagued by feral hogs around these parts. The only way to deal with an invasive species is to eradicate them. On site.
Okay, let's go before she gets us all killed.
Let's go. Sorry, big gun makes you uncomfortable.
I've seen bigger.
This guy definitely votes for Trump.
How long have you been sitting on that?
The last 48 hours.
Dante and Utopia. You're combining for
Okay, that comes off more as Joyride material, not really Texas Chainsaw Massacre. That might be a movie series that I'm gonna be covering on the channel because I've watched it before. It was decently entertaining. But yeah, I don't know.
Oh, great. They don't go after this psycho, but they stop us.
Put your hands where they can see them.
It's not funny.
I mean, it is a little funny.
This is a chance for people to start fresh somewhere without...
Okay, so far my favorite character is her.
Okay, and... 7
I'll definitely have to check the name of that actress.
Oh, Christ.
What is he doing here?
She also seems a little familiar.
Oh, shit. Sorry. Richter, we spoke on the phone.
Yeah.
Dante.
Hey.
Richter's our contractor, Mel.
Big building's a facelift.
Can you speak more understandably? God damn it!
You're planning to sell these?
Oh, yeah.
Even for a
Alright.
Southern accent, I can barely understand what he's saying. Actually, I cannot understand what he's saying.
We're idealistic individuals who want to build a better world.
Yeah, that's a cult.
What?
It's alright. Not judging. Just pay me, we're good.
Ma'am, the bank, reclaimed this property months ago. You're not supposed to be here.
Don't kick her out and make this be the reason why you're gonna get killed by fucking Leatherface, because that would be so fucking dumb.
I paid everything I owed. This is still our half.
You're wrong. I'm sorry, but...
I've got a title that says otherwise.
Do you mind if we see that?
I don't have to show you
That's
anything.
because you don't have it.
Dante, don't.
What was this about my flag? You got me all wrong. I've taken care of many boys like you over the years. I don't have a problem with Negroes.
Okay, fuck this.
You watch your mouth, boy.
And watch yours.
I'm going with her. No. I'll go with her. I'll go.
No, don't! Don't! Haven't you seen the trailer? Don't!
Somebody needs to go with her, and it can't be Melody, and it can't be you. We need to focus on this. I'll be back as soon as I can.
Okay.
No, you won't! No, you won't!
Make sure she's alright. Thank you. I need you.
Let's move.
Pedro Pascal? Is that you? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, shit! Okay, Jesus Christ, you should have shot! Uh-oh. Fuck. Everybody's dying now, told you so. Man, it must be terrifying to realize that you're in a crash like that. Especially when you have no fucking control over it. Why would anybody want a house in the middle of nowhere? Like, I fully support living in small towns. Which is honestly crazy of a change for me compared to how I was like 5-6 years ago. Like, I was all about living in the city and everything. But after living in the city for 2 months, I was like, nope, I'm not in support of that. I'd rather be back in a small town. But this is in the middle of fucking nowhere.
On Texas.
Is it loaded?
Ever shot one before?
Got shot by one before.
Been shot at.
Drunk dad?
A school shooting, huh? Interesting. Man, America, you really need to quit your bullshit.
Living with that.
Everyone expects me to do something special with my life now, and
I've worried about a lot of things when I was in school,
I can only disappoint.
but I'm really fucking glad that the possibility of being shot wasn't something that I was even remotely worried about. And that's how it should be. Stop with your gun fetish. Do something. Solve this fucking issue. Stop with the political bullshit.
Where's my sister? We're leaving. Okay. That guy? Are you kidding me? You think I fucked him? I just used the bathroom. I know you think I'm a total train wreck, but give me a break, please. I'm sorry. The old lady died. I really needed to leave.
Man, I really don't understand how old they are supposed to be because
I can do that.
they act and talk like 20-somethings, but they look like 14. Am I at that point in life where people my age look so much younger? Look like they're like 15 years old or something? Because I'm gonna be 22 in like 2 months. Well, more like 3 months. Oh my god. Well, that's not like how I thought it was gonna happen, but you're dead. You're definitely dead. God, I feel bad. Oh, that tear hurts, man.
It's true, then it can't be in the house, right?
Also, I'm gonna make a guess right now who's gonna be the final girl. It's definitely gonna be the girl with the shot wound. It's gotta be. It's gotta be based on her story of surviving a high school shooting. She's gonna be the one to survive a Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Come on, let's go.
This is bullshit.
Now you're gonna rummage through her house as well? Have you no shame? Man, they're really making us think these characters deserve to fucking die. Oh, they're so gonna use that sound to tell us that there's somebody in the house that is not the other guy. 100%. She's gonna be hiding and she's gonna hear the floor cracking like that. That's some good sound design. Oh fuck. You're dead. You're dead much quicker than I thought though. It's been what, barely 40 minutes? Are they also bringing the weird queer Leatherhead from one of the sequels or reboots or whatever it was? Because I remember that being a thing as well. Look at it on the bright side, Leather. At least there's a lot of people to kill. I swear, people in these fucking horror movies don't wait more than a fucking second to come out of their hiding place. Just wait to see 5 seconds if nobody's gonna fucking show up. Then move.
Hey, I'm talking to you. Don't walk away from me.
Can't you see he's covered in blood?
You okay?
Oh shit! You can be a little bit more shocked, you know? Jesus Christ, show more some compassion. Throw the fucking umbrella, baby. You fucking bitch. Oh my god, my boyfriend's face is or whatever relationship we have, his face is cut up and I barely am showing compassion.
Keep the door. Keep it closed. I don't know. Just keep the door closed.
I don't know, but I'm not gonna tell you that my friend's face got fucking cut up because I'm dumb like that. Oh, come on. Oh shit. Come on, dude, you can beat him up. Come on, come on, come on. Yes. Oh! Yes! 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 Come on! 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 No! Oh, come on! You were so close! How is he not realize that there's somebody under the bed though? Man, can you just show me smashing his head? Thank you, but for more than a second. Stop hiding the gore, you stupid horror movies. I really hate this halfway showing of gore. Like, if you're gonna show the gore, show the gore. If you're not gonna show the gore, don't show the gore. Don't half-ass it. It's one of the reasons why I feel like horror movies, modern horror movies, are not that good. Or as good as they used to be.
Stay in your seat, please. What's happening? Just trust me. Stay in your seat.
Why would you not tell them? I guess, maybe not panic, but... Fucking hell, man.
Fuck this. Where are you going?
I feel like not telling them is worse.
No!
Also, she has such a nice style. I love her style. I guess it's kind of something that I'm looking to look like. You understand what I mean at the end of the video. But simply put, I'm trans. Oh, that should have made a fucking sound, man. Oh shit! How did you survive that? He smacked you with a fucking hammer in the chest. That should have at least broken some fucking... Oh, you're so dead. Even if you popped a tire, just drive. And also, you can be a little bit more fucking scared. You barely showing a face or emotion. I hate her so much. I'm sorry. She's so stupid. She's so dumb. She's a moron. Try to break the fucking window. What are you just scrubbing the window for? I feel like half of these people could have easily survived by, I don't know, fucking grabbing him by the neck, choking him out, just trying to push around and fucking get away. Like that. Like fucking that. But go through the fucking door, or maybe should have done this earlier. But no, they have no fucking instinct for survival. Nope, she's fucked. You're gonna die.
What are you doing? But drive, please go!
50 years I've been waiting for this night.
Nobody gives a shit about your shitty monologue, okay? Just drive, get them to safety.
I'm sorry, I can't. Looks like it's you that he wants. You need to stay till I kill him.
Fuck you! No! I don't give a shit about your vendetta. And she's supposed to be the good guy? Are you kidding me?
Pamela, Jerry, and Franklin.
Just shoot him!
Say my name. Say you know me. Say you know what you did to my friends.
Even if he didn't, he deserves to die! Kill him! Oh no, no, no! Now you fucking shoot! And also it's your own damn fault, because you didn't shoot him when you had him. I gotta remember though, whenever I'm watching movies versus whenever I'm reacting to stuff, I have different standards. So I feel like if I was watching it for myself, I would have liked it more, but goddammit, this is so frustrating.
No, he's coming. No, come on, I gotta get you out of this. No, I can get you out. Listen.
Told you she was gonna be fine, oh girl.
He's gonna kill me right now. Sorry, there's no other way. But you have to run.
I can never really see myself accepting my fate
Yes, you can.
of dying in this kind of situation. I would do anything but just accept it. I would die fighting.
Just fucking run. Run!
How are you still alive? I'm sorry, you got a fucking thing through your gut. Now that would fucking kill you in an instant. It's one thing to get cut up with a knife and not die instantly. It's a completely different thing to get fucked by a chainsaw and not die instantly. It's physically impossible. I'm sorry.
Don't run.
Also, I understand you have to kill him because he's gonna keep tracking you, but why would you go out of your way to look for him? Ooh, that was a cool shot. I love how the camera is following her. That's like one shot. And it cut. It ruined the shot. I swear, if she dies, I'm gonna be so mad. You have no idea how mad I'm gonna be for that. For several reasons. Because she was the obvious final girl. But also because she's the best character. The most sensible one, the most relatable one to me. No, you have to kill him before he falls. Otherwise, he's gonna survive somehow. Just kill him and stop acting dramatically. Ooh, uppercut with a chainsaw. I don't think that took him out though. It never does for these iconic villains. You know, that's why I think one-off horror movies might be kind of better. Because in them, usually, once you defeat the villain is defeated. The character survives. And when you know that there's probably not going to be a sequel to it, you don't have to worry about the characters going to die in the second one, or there's a possibility of them dying after the end of the movie. Whereas here, I'm just waiting for the shoe to drop. And for them to get harmed in some way before the end of the movie. Or the movie setting up that they're probably gonna die after the end of the movie. Oh, come on, she even wears Converse? Man, I really aspire to be like her. She really has the style. I don't know if I have exactly that kind of style, but the style that I like.
Oh.
Don't! Why would you do that? I swear, if this guy shows up again, there's a possibility there's still 10 minutes. There's still 10 minutes.
Hey, you know what? I changed my mind actually. I'll move here with you. Fuck off.
Yup! Fucking go! Hit! Coded! And that's how the movie ends. You know, this could have been the opening credits. I think it would have been so much cooler if this was the opening credits. Because this is some really cool imagery that is done in a really cool way. Man, that beat is actually pretty sick. Okay. So, again, before I get into my thoughts on the movie, I just want to see who that actress was in this movie. Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2022. Let's see. I can tell you simply, I don't really think it was that great. And the rating on IMDb definitely agrees with me, it seems like. And I'm gonna explain to you why it's not that great. Okay, so her name is Elsie Fisher. Now she seems even more familiar for whatever reason. Let's see, have I seen her possibly in something? It doesn't seem like it, really. I guess maybe her face is a little reminiscent of Maisie Williams. Maybe that's why she seems that familiar to me. And also, she's a 2003 kid. She's 3 years younger than me. So that means that she's 19. Huh, interesting. And it's also kind of weird to me to have the main character of a horror movie, I guess, be younger than me. Because, I mean, for most of my life, I've been a kid and a teenager, and most of the horror movie final girls or characters in general have been young adults. I've always been younger, but it's kind of weird to be older. Interesting. Okay. I honestly don't really know where to start. There was definitely aspects of this movie that I liked. I liked the main-ish character, Lila. She was pretty entertaining. I liked the actress. She was pretty good. I'll definitely keep my eyes out for other things she's in. If there's something that I could possibly like with her in it, I would definitely not mind checking out, because I think she's a good actress and I really liked her character in this one. She was kind of relatable to me in a way. I think the biggest reason is because she looks like what I kind of want to look like, because like I said earlier, I am actually trans. It's just that I don't really have the means or a possibility to transition right now. That's part of the reason why I started doing this YouTube channel, because I'm hoping that I could get support, whether monetarily or in any other way, that could allow me to transition in the future. But she has a really great style that, again, I really like, and I feel like her style is very reminiscent or similar to what I wear, the kinds of clothes I wear, like the Converse, the jeans, the ripped jeans. Although nowadays I feel like I don't really wear as many ripped jeans, mainly because I can't really find any. But she looks really great. I relate to her. I like her backstory of being a school shooting survivor. I feel like it didn't really play enough of a role, though. I honestly, in a way, feel like I would rather have watched a horror movie based on that. I feel like that could have actually been more interesting, but also maybe in a bad taste. I don't know. Because, like, some of the scenes in which we saw her lying on the floor in the school, around the bodies of other kids from that school, it's the part where it hit me the most, where I felt the most emotion, and I genuinely feel like I was almost going to cry. Like, I definitely felt myself, I don't know, it was coming, you know? If you've watched, like, my Ghost Whisperer reactions, I've been talking about how I can't wait for this show to make me cry because of how morbid it is most of the time. And with every single episode that we have been seeing, I've been getting closer and closer and closer to feeling like that. And this was the closest, this movie was the closest I got to that, because I actually felt like it was coming up and I was gonna cry, but we didn't get there because we only just got glimpses of that. I feel like we should have gotten maybe a little bit more of that. But I honestly feel like the biggest fault of this movie is the fact that the characters have no character or personality or traits whatsoever. So I literally don't really feel anything about any of them dying. The most I felt was about the racist guy, kind of the guy who took down the Confederate flag. The most I felt about him, and I guess the two girls at the end there, who I don't understand what the relationship is. Are they friends, couple, sisters? I didn't really get it. But I guess that was the most I felt about them, because I didn't want both of them to die, but mainly because I just really liked Lila. And I didn't want her to feel hurt by the death of Melody, which is what happened in the end there. And by the way, I do want to point out how fucking brutal and sudden that ending is, so I kind of like it. Especially with the car driving off with Lila in it. That is kind of cool. But I feel like it was not only fucking telegraphed from a mile away, it's kind of cliched as well to have an ending like that. But I appreciate at least how fucking brutal it is, so there's that. But literally in the scene right before that, you have this, I guess, kind of development-ish relationship kind of thing in between the two, where she says, I'm gonna finally move in with you. And obviously, when you try to plan for the future or be happy in a horror movie towards the end of it, you're gonna die, and that's what happened exactly. So literally the second before it happened, it was fucking obvious. I feel like it's a little bit so blatant of a foreshadowing because every fucking horror movie does it, so when you even get a glimpse of that, you feel like, okay, so they're gonna die. But yeah, I don't know, I feel like just this movie doesn't really have much substance to it. It's just set piece from set piece to set piece to set piece with nothing holding it together even further than that. And maybe you could make the argument that that's what these movies have been all the time, but I don't really necessarily think that there was a performance by an actor in this one that would carry the movie like, for example, Matthew McConaughey's performance in one of the previous movies. And there was some annoying performances. I don't know whether it was because of bad acting or because that's how they wrote the character, but that lady who saw Dante slashed face and she barely had any reaction to it, that was infuriating and annoying, and yeah, I don't know. At least this was short. It was shorter than I thought it was going to be, so at least it saved me a waste of time, but yeah. And honestly, I feel like by far Paranormal Activity Next of Kin was actually the better movie. Even though when I think about that movie and how I could have possibly reacted to it, I still don't think it would be a great movie, but it definitely, I feel like it was a more inspired and unique and interesting experience compared to this. And if anything came out of it, of that movie at the very least, is that we now know who should direct an Outlast live-action movie if it ever happens. Because the person who did Paranormal Activity Next of Kin really made the movie feel like a fucking live-action Outlast game. But yeah, I don't know. It wasn't great. There was aspects of it that I liked, but it wasn't great. There was just no substance and nothing really to keep me engaged. And I feel like it didn't really do justice of the survivor from the original movie either, so yeah, I don't know. In terms of a rating, I think I'm gonna give it like a 5.6 out of 10, which I think might be the lowest rating I've ever given to anything in the Nostalgia Trip, in this Nostalgia Trip series, but yeah, that's just kind of how I feel about it. It just wasn't that great. And unlike Paranormal Activity Next of Kin, there just wasn't anything interesting to keep me going. I still, I guess, think it's maybe better than the Resident Evil movie that I watched recently too, but yeah, I don't know. I am curious though, what did you guys think about this movie? So comment your thoughts down below and let's have a discussion about it. And also, before we end this video, I just want to give a huge shout out to my currently one patron on Patreon, Deadpool. Thank you for your support, I really appreciate it. It really means a lot to me that you have decided to support me, have continued to support me for such a long time. I hope you continue to enjoy my content and continue to support me going forward. Thank you very much. And yeah. And now, before we end this video, I just want to talk about something to you guys very quickly, which some of you may or may have not noticed before or know about me. That being the fact that I am trans. And yes, this may come as shocking to some of you because I don't really flaunt it that much on my channel, or at least I feel like I don't. Outside of like my K-pop reactions, which is where I feel like the most comfortable being myself like this. And yeah, I am in fact trans. I'm not necessarily full-on male to female, but I heavily want to transition to being pretty female. I do consider myself more non-binary though, or maybe gender fluid would be the best descriptor as well, because I do have occasional moments where I feel fine being like just a normal guy, but most of the time, like right now, I do feel very dysphoric. And that's why I'm asking you guys for any help that you can give me, because my situation right now, I don't really see any way outside of you guys' help. Because, and this is gonna be kept short and concise, I live with my parents. They're never going to accept me as a trans person. They just never will. And as a matter of fact, back when I started the YouTube channel, I was actually kind of slightly starting my transition back then, with like starting to grow out my hair. I even got to DIY HRT, but because my parents started noticing certain things, like my behavior had changed a lot and my clothes had changed a lot, I kind of had to stop doing that because they were constantly nagging me about cutting my hair and just started to kind of be threatening in a certain way, and felt like they were ashamed of me and everything. And that just kind of stress just tired me out to the point where I just gave up. But as dysphoria goes, it just doesn't go away, you know. I still feel like this, and in fact it's somewhat been intensifying again recently, so I just wanted to share this with you guys. And again, I would really appreciate any amount of support you can give me in regards to this, because I just don't see any way out of this. Because even if I moved out of my parents' house and got myself a job and everything, that's just not gonna work for long-term planning, because once I transition, it's like I probably will not be able to get myself a job, because my country is very transphobic. Nobody gives a shit about LGBT people at all. So there's not even much I can do even in terms of transitioning here. So yeah, I don't know. I just would appreciate any amount of support you can give me, be it monetarily or in any way otherwise. And this is not about boosting my channel or anything, or guilt tripping you with my sob story. I just wanted to get this off my chest and make my subscribers aware of the situation that I am in, and that I would appreciate anything that you guys can help me out with. It would mean literally everything. Like, for example, a friend that I made after starting this YouTube channel, my good friend Yuri, has been helping me out a lot. And I genuinely might have not been here if it wasn't for him showing up and befriending me. So yeah, this just went a little bit longer than I intended, but I would just really appreciate anything you can support me with. That's kind of ultimately what I'm trying to say. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, please leave a like and subscribe. Also, check out the link in the description to my Twitter if you want to follow me over there, and to my Wattpad where I post my stories, because in addition to doing all these videos on my channel, I'm also a writer. And if you don't enjoy my stories or simply enjoy my videos, you can head over to my Patreon or to my Ko-fi account, where you can pledge your support and help get the channel going, help support me so I can keep writing stories you enjoy. But if you don't want to do it, that's completely fine. You can still help me out in other ways, like liking this video, subscribing to the channel, and especially sharing this video with somebody who you think might enjoy it. And I think this is pretty much it for this video, so hopefully I'm gonna see you